Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to Studio B here in the Shayla Black Studios. I need to change that icon. Hold on. I don't like that icon. That is not my icon. That is a Shayla Black icon, and I got to figure out how to fix that. I don't know if I. Oh, here we go. There we go. Testosterone level through the roof. That's what we're doing. Good evening, everybody. Let's make sure comments are on so everybody can see. Oh, there we go. And I'm going to make the comments a little bit bigger and maybe a little taller. There we go. Hello, beauties. Good to see you guys. Yes, I am the Lone Ranger yet again. However, also known as, thanks to Rachel and Shannon, the best HR manager ever. I'm just saying. But I want to say thank you guys for joining me. Shayla is, as she said in the newsletter, God, my glasses are all humped up. As she said in the newsletter, she's still head down with the commitment, but so close. They're in editorial right now, editorial hell, but they're making great progress. Hello, Nikki Ann. Good to see you. Laura Tavares, Fong. Nicole, how can you forget it's Wicked Wednesday, my friend? Oh, you're on vacation. That makes perfect sense. I'm so glad you took time out of your vacation to join me. That is the sweetest thing. Nicole, to be a pirate, I be. Yeah. I saw that and I just had to post that today. I didn't have a good picture, so I just put that up. Beverly, hi. William from Indiana. We were supposed to get a lot of snow. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to get butt-ass cold here in Texas, and we are not, I repeat, not prepared for that. I am, but most folks aren't. Hello, Tracy. Hello, Susan. Yes, if you're joining us on YouTube, thank you, Susan. Make sure you like and subscribe so you never miss an update from Shayla Black or any of her cohorts. And I haven't even introduced myself yet. I am the William Black. I am the husband to the world famous, nationally recognized, and local TV personality, Shayla Black. There you go. How's that? Hello, Kelly. Allison. Hello. Janine. Louise. Amanda. Thank you for joining, Amanda. You were just changing the oil in your car. My hat's off to you, Amanda. Good for you. Hands on with the vehicle. Nothing like it. I can't say I'm always like that. Tabitha, hello. Allison, lots of snow in Ontario, Canada. Hello, Renee. Hello, Ames. Guys, thank you. Thank you for joining. I mean, Shayla. Oh, I will look on TikTok, Tabitha. Thank you. I haven't been on TikTok today. So, hello, Mrs. Streetman. Mr. Streetman. Mrs. Streetman. I can't tell which. Boxcar. It's amazing the evolution I've gone through in names and where I'm at now. I think we started off as Boxcar and now we're down to Charlie and now it's, hey, you. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Christina, Shayla is head down right now working on the commitment. She's in editorial heck, let's just say. She and Jenna are working. They pretty much got it written. Just going through editorial. And Shayla everything has to be perfect. Otherwise it won't go. So, but it will go. And we're going to start our countdown because we are 7 days, less than 7 days away from the release of the Commitment Book 8, the final installment of the Unbroken series. We got Seth, Beck, and Heavenly, if I got it right. I think I got it right. Janine, thank you. Yes, I had a great birthday, and I want to thank all of you for taking the time to wish me a happy birthday on social media. That was very, very sweet of you guys. And thank you for thinking of me. I'll say this, my birthday was probably one of the quietest ones I've ever had, but understandably so. Mama's in there. She's busy as all get out, and I am not going to interrupt her. She felt horrible about not doing stuff for my birthday, but I said, you know what? You have more important things to do. So get that done, and then we'll celebrate our birthdays together. So that'll be cool. See, I got it right. Thank you, Louise, Seth, Beck, and Heavenly. Yes, and I know secrets. You guys saw that in the tease for the broadcast tonight. I have a very exclusive excerpt, and yes, it's more than 2 sentences. It's probably about 1,000 words. So you will get it from me to you tonight, straight from the still being edited. This is what we'll call the uncut version of the commitment. So I'm not sure where in the book it is. I asked Shayla, I said, give me 1,000 words that you're okay with me sharing. And my glasses are humped up, or is it my face? I can't tell. I look like off centered. I can't stand that. I think it's my glasses. I would take them off, but I can't see shit. Thank you again. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys giving me the birthday wishes. That was awesome. And again, I was in good company. January 19th, of course, as we know, growing up, I'll share this little ditty with you. Growing up, we had calendars, of course, like everybody, and calendars used to remember certain people, and certain people kind of, we don't put them on the calendars anymore for reasons. But Robert E. Lee, the Confederate general, he shared a birthday with me, and that's the only person I could identify with because his name was on the calendar as his birthday. And not sure that how far that resonates, but that's all I had until I realized Dolly Parton's birthday was the same birthday. So then Dolly called and we said, you know what, we're going to celebrate our birthdays together. She was a little busy this year, so I didn't get to hear from her, but you know, I'll let that slide this time. But it's nice to be in good company. I just wish I had a tenth of the talent, or even a quarter of the talent that she has. Beverly says her grandson is 11 today. That's awesome. That's awesome. You're right, Christina. It is the thought that counts. And my wife felt horrible. She felt horrible. And I talked her down. I said, it's okay. We're going to celebrate together. And that's awesome. And Kelly, I see you, no hurries on that, my friend. Don't worry about it. I got you squared away. So I'm glad I was able to get that out to you. Hello, Ruth. Good to see you. Okay, we're going to talk about it for just a second. It is, you're bracing for ice in Tennessee. My cousin and a lot of my family in North Carolina are bracing for freezing temperatures. But here in our great state of Texas, it's going to get downright cold. I think we're talking lows in the teens. Now, we had this in 2021, and they're also talking, and that was butt ass cold with ice and snow. They're calling for even more ice and snow this time. So we'll see how that works out. As always, I am stocked up here at Shayla Black. So we've already done 2 runs to Sam's and a good long run at Walmart. So I've got everything I need. And I've got 2 more emergency supplies that are coming in tomorrow. So other than that, we're going to be golden. As long as we keep power, that's all that matters. It's all that matters. Tabitha says it's single digits in Northeast Pennsylvania. Nikki Ann says, oh, see, Nikki Ann's just laughing because she's like, this is what we get. This is what we get. You know, Rachel will roll her eyes when I start saying it's going to get cold. And when she has, you know, single digits in her temperature, but hell, you identify with that, Nikki. You identify with that. Negative 20-degree wind chill. Good Lord. Good Lord. Yes, Fong, we will definitely celebrate. I've already talked to Shannon and Rachel, and they've already got something set up for a combination release day and birthday for Shayla. So she's going to be surprised about that. So probably a good thing she's not here to quiz me about it. Kelly says she went from negative 24 below zero to +7 in 2 days. It's just not Canada, Kelly. I mean, we were 80 degrees at Christmas, 80 freaking degrees. And then it was in the 70s not long ago either. And now we're just, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And maybe I'm not supposed to. Nick says, Kurt is laughing. He retired, no longer has to plow for the state. See, you know what? This has got to be the best present he can ever get. I mean, just knowing that he doesn't have to get out in it. You know, I'm so happy for him. Shannon says, "You're alone. I could have joined your live today and talk about how far you've come with the foreign languages." You know, Shannon, I thought about inviting you to join me, but then HR felt that it was probably not in the best interest of the broadcast because of the things we might say to one another live. Just Shannon and I have a way of just going off the chart. Now she'll say it's just me, and I get a little edgy, right? But believe me, if Shannon, if I'm the edge, Shannon's the blade. Okay, so let's be clear. How did that come off? I just made that up. It's amazing. It's amazing. Christine says 0 with wind chill factor near the teens. Oh, Christine. Oh, I hope you're getting around better, Christine, too. I know you're still recovering as well. Nikki Ann's recovering, and especially the cold weather doesn't help anything either. Oh, ice, 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 baby. I can handle snow. Snow is no problem at all. Ice is just horrible, and it's a bitch, and you can't do anything with it. You really can't, and you shouldn't even be on it. But you can't tell anybody that because they're going to do what they want to do. Here's Amanda. She's complaining it's cold here in Hawaii in 58 degrees. 58 degrees. Yeah, I was thinking about our trip to Hawaii several years ago, and kind of missing that breeze right now. Oh, just nice warm temperatures. Oh, good times. Good times. Shannon says, "You just didn't want witnesses on how you bully me." Yeah, no. Shannon, I keep telling you, take it to HR. Take it to HR, Shannon. I mean, I guarantee you, we have the best HR policies in the biz. We really do here at shaylablack.com. So, and if you wonder about that, go to shaylablack.com and check out some of the bundles that are available. It'll tell you all about our character. Number one. How's that? Christine, what'd you say? Dad drove a snowplow for the city for Chicago. Oh my gosh. Christine, my first interaction with snowplows, we were living in Michigan. We had moved from Southern California to Michigan, and we only lived in Michigan for a year and a half. But I made the mistake of leaving the car on the street. And what inevitably happens is when the snowplow comes by, just buries your vehicle. Actually, it wasn't my vehicle, it was my sister's vehicle. And it was a pickup truck. It was a great pickup truck. But what did she do? She had it lowered in California, and we brought it out to Michigan. Not good. And then when you cover it with snow, we were digging for a while to get that truck out of there and learned our lesson. My dad basically said that I think the first time we got a snow, we were shoveling, and he said, "We can get this done." And then about halfway through the driveway, he said, "Okay, let's get in the car. We're going to go get a snowblower." And we didn't look back because you have to have a snowblower. Hello, Susan. Oh, taking a break. Grandbaby had to show me she can go potty. You know what, Susan? It's a big thing. It's a big thing. And I still remember my day that I had to show everyone. So it's good. It's good. Kelly's asking, how is Mallory doing? Is she coming up with a new book in 2026? Kelly, she was just through hosting a TikTok live because Shayla couldn't be on there, and she and her mom host a live every week from an hour before this, so from 7 to 8 Central or 8 to 9 Eastern. And I think I got that right. Yeah. So she just got through hosting that for about 45 minutes. But yeah, she's got How to Seduce the Ex, which is in pre-order right now, and you can actually pre-order that on Shayla's store at shaylablack.com. But yeah, How to Seduce the Ex is scheduled. Yes, that's how you pronounce it. Scheduled to release in March, but I have it on good authority that's going to come out much, much sooner. And she has been working very hard to get it out much quicker. So she'll be sending an update out via her newsletter very soon, I'm sure. But yeah, How to Seduce the Ex is the new book coming out in 2026. So she's excited. Susan saying, I was thinking of you when my Hercules salted caramel. Oh, Susan, that's so good. It's so good. Hercules candy's amazing, but salted caramel is even better. Oh, geez. I'm going to break my glasses. I know what's going to happen by trying to adjust these. Um, Hey, William, on invoice, did I get a 4 and 5 of Mallory? I think 3 and 4. I think I put in there 4 and 5. I don't remember what the book that was out already. Just shoot me another email if you look on the invoice and you're not seeing what you wanted. So I just don't remember off the top of my head. Louise says, my dad worked for the county, and in the winter, I would go with him. And sometimes when he would go out to clear the snow with the big equipment, that sounds like fun, especially for a kid. That's awesome. That's awesome. You know, my dad grew when I was growing up, he worked for Seal Test. I don't know if you guys remember Seal Test. And it was it made milk and other dairy products and stuff like that. But he worked in the office, and I was too young to even remember that. But then he went to work for Schlitz, the brewery. And that's of course where they moved him all around the country. But I didn't know anything about Seal Test, but I got to know a lot about uh, the beer making business, which and actually get access as I got older to beer that I was able to share with my friends, so, which was kind of cool. But it was interesting to see that process. I knew nothing about it. Susan says, I tried to get you guys something for Christmas, but they're all, that's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about it. We were well fed, Susan. Trust me. We had plenty of sweets. We actually broke down the other day. The girls were working extremely hard, and I wanted them to try that new bundt cake that came out, the buntlet that has the chocolate balls on the inside. It's like yellow cake and chocolate frosting, but with little chocolate balls on the inside. Shayla loved it. And then I think I got Mallory one as well. She loved it. And then I got myself, where did I get myself? Oh, I got myself the Biscoff buntlet. And oh my God, it was like heaven. It was like heaven. It was amazing. Tabitha, you're right. Gertrude Hawks is right there. You know, you got to, there's good chocolate and there's bad chocolate. Hershey's, bad chocolate. Anything that's mass produced to me anymore, it tastes mass produced. But when you get to Gertrude Hawks, or you get to um, um, the one Susan's mentioning, why can't I remember this? Hercules chocolate. Uh, Custom craft chocolates are the way to go. Or go to Aldi. I think Aldi has that good German chocolate, especially the dark chocolate. That's amazing. And I was never a big chocolate guy growing up. I really wasn't. But it's grown on me. It's grown in the wrong ways. It's grown in the wrong ways. Christina, I think I do need a new pair of glasses. I need an exam too. I just got to take the time to get it done. I got to take the time to get it done. Anyway, so we are, like I said, less than a week from the commitment. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. And I'm excited. I know Shayla's excited, not only to get it out, but then to finally get it out. I know she and Jenna were talking the other day. Getting the time to invest in it finally, to actually finish this book and be focused 100% on it has been wonderful. But when you write a book like this, and what we're talking, 160,000 words probably, um, and you have to start and stop between other projects, you can't stay invested in it. I think sometimes that was the struggle. I am about to lose myself with these glasses. Um, so I think having the time to dedicate to get this done, number one, got it done. But then number two is going to be the best book going to be the book they really wanted to finish the series with. So I'm proud of them. I will give you a little heads up next Wednesday. The plan is for Shayla and Jenna to host Wicked Wednesday. So they will both host Wicked Wednesday with you guys, talk all about the commitment. As you know, it comes out January the 28th for orders through the Shayla Black store, and it's exclusively and only through Shayla Black's store and through Jenna Jacobs' store. So you can't get it on the retailers yet. I don't expect it will be at the retailers till probably March. But for right now, I would, if you want to get in on it, and thank you guys for hanging in there that have pre-ordered it for the last year or two. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and hanging with us on that. But if you still want to get it dropped into your inbox on January the 28th, there's still plenty of time to pre-order that. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go and catch up in the first 7 books in the Unbroken series for 40% off, I believe it is. So you can get that bundle on the Shayla store. So you can go to the Shayla store, click on the bundles, and you'll see all those books there. So yeah, I should have worn 2 monocles, Shannon. I know. It's driving me insane. I hate it. I hate it. Yeah, she will need a rest tab. She's going to get it. She's going to get it, and I will make sure she gets it. I will make sure she gets it. Ruth, it will be awesome to have them both. Shayla is so I love it when she's with other authors because they just you guys are there, but you can see them talk shop. And in talking shop about the industry and I think you guys pick up on a lot of stuff like that. And I know that she loves going deep on some of the deeper aspects, not only of writing a book, but publishing a book, marketing a book, distributing a book, if you will. And you guys get all that detail. I know a lot of that detail too, but she lives and breathes it. So it's awesome. Does Shayla know when the narration might be done? Virginia, I don't have an answer for it right now. I'm sure she'll be prepared to answer that next week. But right now, no, I don't think she has a timeline quite yet. I wish we did, but we don't. Oh, that's sweet, Louise. You got to send us a picture once it's there and post it in the beauties. I would love to see it. Christine Russo, how can I double check if I pre-ordered the ebook through your store? Christine Russo, I will take your name down. And yes, I do use a number 1 pencil and I do put my own erasers on it, but it's a number 1 pencil. Number 2 sucks, but number 1 is dark and I like dark lead. So I will put on here Christine Russo, commitment, ? And Christine, I will PM you back and let you know. Cool. Uh-oh, what happened? There it is. Okay. Yeah, Shannon's kind of shop talks a little bit different. I ask Shannon automotive stuff all the time, and she's always willing to give me some answers. Of course, the problem is I'm looking for an answer that makes it easy to fix, but she goes into this detail that actually makes it hard to fix, so that I'm not as inclined to do it myself. So, uh, but I know that if I did it the way Shannon does it, it's done right. Janine, it needs to be more than a day. You guys, I've shared this with you in the past when she's finished books or series and she's just drained. I think after a couple of the Soldiers for Hire books, and she's like, I need a break. And so she goes and takes a break, and it lasts about an hour, and then she's back in her office. And but I think with this one, and she's told me enough times that it's going to be a serious break. Now she's got other stuff she wants to get done as well, but she wants to spend time kind of decompressing. And I'll tell you how I'm decompressing her. We're going to get her relaxed, and I'll talk about that. There's something that Shannon and Rachel are doing for her that I'll share next week uh, for her birthday and for the release date. But then also, you guys know she loves to game. She loves her PS5. She loves to play games. So I went ahead and she does that power washing thing because it's mindless at night, just to try to get her to come down. She's done working about 9:30, 10 o'clock. If that's early night, then she'll go in there and play for 30 minutes just to get her mind to wind down and then go to bed. I went ahead because I know how much she loves it. I bought her the Indiana Jones PS5 game. So some of you aren't big gamers, so you may not know what I'm talking about, but you do know about Indiana Jones. But it's supposed to be one of the best games for PS5, the PlayStation. So I've got that all loaded for her. I've got the latest download, so it's ready to play. I think she'll really enjoy that. She'll be able to get into it and have fun. And I'm looking forward to her doing that. And then eventually, what will happen is she and I are going to pick up the game that we used to play together, where I'll be in my office and she'll be in the front room, and we'll be playing on the same server, the Fallout 76 game. So very dystopian. And there's shows we want to get caught up on. She was telling me about these K-pop shows, or not K-pop, Korean drama shows that she wants to get caught up on, because there's a ton of content. And she and baby, and I know that I know Shannon does as well, loves the Korean dramas. So they want to get back reinvested in that. Tabitha, that was sweet. That was sweet. I appreciate you joining her there. It's always easier when you have someone to bounce stuff off of. It really is. And I think that's why, Shayla and I work so well together on Wicked Wednesday, because she has a ton to say and I have a lot of nonsense to say. So when you put the two together, it just kind of creates magic, right? Hello, Carla. Yeah, Minnesota. I've seen, I bet it's cold, cold. Oh, Carla, I can only imagine. Uh, Ours will only last 4 days, so I think we can survive it. Hello, Jennifer Cooper. Nick says, "Where do you find a number one pencil? I use them in school. I love my number one pencils. They have them at Walmart. You can get them at Walmart." And I used to just get I have the mechanical pencil too, the number ones. I used to use it at my corporate job. Uh, but then I have my dad's. I'll show you guys. This was my dad's office pencil sharpener. And when he left his job, he brought it home and kept it on his desk, and I would use it and stuff. And um, one of the few things I have of my dad's, frankly, I have a couple things, but I don't have a whole lot. But this was one thing that was kind of special to me because it was his. But let me just tell you something. This is the best pencil sharpener you'll ever find. I've torn it apart. I've cleaned it up. I've oiled it, and it works really, really well. Um, but I put my number one pencils in there and it does a fantastic job every time. Nikki Ann, I get them at Walmart. Walmart sells, you can get a 12 pack for a cheap price. Now you can get some drafting pencils and stuff off Amazon and spend a bunch of money. I don't think you have to. These are Ticonderoga, I think. Yeah, Ticonderoga. Yep. So easy peasy. And I like a sharp, sharp edge. It gets dull on me, it has to go away. Tracy's saying if you go to this on the store and look at the orders tab, it will show you everything you have ordered through the store. That's right. Oh, thank you for giving Christine that heads up. Yep, Tracy, exactly. And this is such a game changer when we moved over, and this may not mean anything to you guys, but when we moved from a WordPress site over to Shopify, which means our old store versus the new store in Shopify, it opened up a whole plethora of opportunities for us to provide a better experience for you guys, number one, but then from a fulfillment perspective, much easier for us to upload and then to distribute to actually fulfill orders that you guys have placed. So I'm so pleased that we made that move. I think folks are. I know that navigation of our new site is much better. At least that's my opinion. Aloha, Jocelyn. Aloha. Hope you're enjoying your warmer weather. It is cold. It's going to be cold. It was in the 50s today. It wasn't bad at all. Beautiful day. It was a gorgeous day today. And if I had the time, I would have tore apart my pool pump and I would have cleaned everything out before the big freeze because it's going to have to run. I just didn't have time because it's going to have to run 24 hours for probably the next 4 or 5 days, but a certain Friday. But I just haven't, I didn't get a chance to do it. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. I checked. I have books 1 through 3. It's 4 and 5 I'm ordering, along with a commitment. Kelly, I'll go back and look and make sure. Pretty sure that's what it is, but I'll make sure. Cool. Cool. Louise says, I'm not a gamer, but do you play the games from your computer or game consoles in separate rooms? Louise, we play on, Shayla has a PlayStation 5, which is a console, and it's in the front room. We had a PlayStation 4 before that, and I have that in my office. So we're on FaceTime on the phone and our earbuds talking to each other while we're playing on the same server on both our consoles. So it's not a computer, and we're Mac people. Typically, people that play on their computer are PC people with Steam and all that stuff. But we're not, since we're a Mac family. It doesn't translate as well. So, and we're not, we're not uber uh, gamers, but I think consoles about our speed. It's no Nintendo 64, but it'll do. It'll do. Louise says, does that sharp? Yes, it does, Louise. It has the most amazing suction cup on the bottom, and it works like a charm. And here's the little lever. Yeah, every time I use it, and I have my dad's stapler too. It's a little small stapler. It's up in the shipping room upstairs, but I had that as well. Just little things, that when you use them, it makes you think of them, and I think of my dad every time I use that, or if I use the stapler, or when Shayla says, okay, you just sound like your dad right there, and then I think to myself, my God, that is my dad. I mean, we become our parents. I'll tell Shayla sometimes that, that she said something that I said, well, that's your mom. And she'll just roll her eyes. So anyway, in a good way, in a good way. What's the difference between the number one and number two pencil? Number two pencil is typically what you use in school for the Scantron test and stuff like that. It's a lighter shade of lead when you're writing. The number one is a much darker shade, and it's a softer lead. So when I say softer, it's actually, you can actually press it, and you can actually move it a little bit more than you can say a number two pencil, which is very, very very stiff. But this is definitely a softer lead, and with a softer lead, you get a darker imprint, and I like the darker imprints. PC, the master racer, my son says. Yeah, to true gamers, PC is the only way to go. PC is the only way to go. Christina says, I was telling some patients in Pennsylvania how weird the weather here in Texas is going to be this week. Mid 70s Friday, and then 30s. Yeah, Christina, the Texas has a lot of predictability. The weather is not one of them. And you hit the nail on the head with that. You hit the nail on the head with that. I wish I'd known that in school. I remember school telling me I had to use number two pencils all the time. And I don't remember that. And I just hated how light the lead looked on paper. But as I got older, I just gravitated. I found someone who had number one pencils, and I was like, God, I love how dark that is. And it just makes a better mark, if you will. Makes a much, much better mark. So I have two things tonight. One is the dramatic reading, the uncensored, unedited version, rough version of the commitment that Shayla has pulled for me. I'm going to read for you. And thanks to Miss Eve Candris. Is this from Eve, Shayla Black? I think it is. I think this is from Eve. This is for our birthdays. She sent us a whole tray. I can't even get it up here. That's what she said. Of cobblers. And we've got a dessert flight. It's called bourbon pecan pudding, Nutella pudding, caramel apple cobbler, and peach cobbler. Oh my gosh, Eve, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Shayla has already stolen the Nutella pudding. She allowed me to lick the inner cap, the inner top of the container, and it was amazing. She wouldn't let me have any more of this, but I am dying to try live and in person with you guys. My own taste test. Drum roll, please. This is the bourbon pecan pudding. Look at the pecans on the bottom, guys. Look at that. If you could smell that, cinnamon vanilla. So just like you'd like to smell in a pecan pie, right? Oh my gosh. All right. I have to try this. Shannon, you're welcome to have some. I got one sitting right here for you. Where is you? Where is you? I'm just saying. But thank you, Eve. We're going to try this thing. All right. We got to get some pecan in here without spilling it over. I don't want to spill the ooze. How do I do this? Okay, here we go. This reminds me, we went to New York for a weekend and we went and saw the musical Waitress. You guys remember that musical? And in the concession stand, they had mason jars of pie, just mason jars, sealed mason jars. And of course, we had to get 3 of those, and those were amazing. But here we go. This is the bourbon pecan pudding. And I am, 2 puddings and 2 cobblers. So this is the pudding. So we're going in. Okay. Okay. It's a vanilla pudding, but it's not a vanilla pudding. Yes, Shannon, it smells amazing. And I'm sorry if the ASMR is getting to you guys, me chewing, but it is silky smooth. It's got a the pudding is not straight vanilla pudding. It's got, I won't say I taste bourbon, but it's got like a bit of a taste to it that kind of an adult taste, if you will. Does that make sense? And then adding the pecans to it as well, roasted pecans, takes it over the top. So this is killer. Okay. Shayla's going to want to try some of this, but thank you, Eve. That is amazing. And I think while I'm sitting here, I want to try one of these cobblers because I can't stand it. And I have to reach for the peach because that's near and dear to my heart. So let's try this one here. Eve, you do pick the best things. Ruth, you're right. Eve does pick the best things. All right, let's see. What does Shannon say? Can you take the moaning down a notch? Some of us are lacking pudding. I'm sorry. You get moaning free of charge. Free of charge. Okay. There is the peach cobbler. I have real whipped cream in there. I got it from Costco, and it's like in the it's in the like the normal dairy, you spray it like they do in the ice cream shops, but it's real cream. It's not that vegetable oil crap. That would be good on this as well, but I'm not going to go get that. This is still warm too. Oh, look at that hunk of crust. Look at that hunk of crust on top. We got to get some of that. Got to get some of that. Okay, so you can see. Look down in there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, look at that. Shannon? Shannon? Okay. All right, this smells, I smell the peach, but it's a very sweet peach. Do you know what I mean by that? Sweet peach. And and I'm a crust guy. I'm a crust guy. I love filling, but I love crust. So let's go in. Peach cobbler. That's really good. That's really, really good. I'm gonna be munching on this tomorrow as well. Eve, thank you. Excellent, excellent. Peach cobbler is just one of those things that is just, I want to say you can't mess it up, but you can. This is really good. This is really good. I'll tell you another one that's really good. We have a barbecue house out in Carrollton, Texas. It's called Heart Eight, and they have a very similar dessert serving style, and they have blackberry cobbler and peach cobbler. I love blackberry cobbler as well. It's really, really good. But their peach cobbler is almost as good as this. Almost as good as this, and it will knock your sock. After you eat all that barbecue, you got all that sodium going in your system, and then you go with something sweet like that, it just knocks you off your chair, along with your sweet tea, by the way. And that's what you have to do in Texas as well. You know, I don't like ice cream with my cobbler, Louise, and I'll tell you why. Because I like to taste them separate. You know, if you look when I was a kid, I would always put stuff together and eat it, and and I have no problem doing that, i.e., biscuits and gravy. But when it comes to cobbler or pie or cake, I want my ice cream on the side because I want to taste the texture and the flavor of the cobbler. I don't want it adulterated with ice cream. But eating a bite of that with a bite of ice cream would be insane. Or even some cinnamon ice cream. Homemade cinnamon ice cream would be insane too. That's what he said. Sweet peach. Yeah, I knew a girl one time. Sweet Georgia peach. Anyway, um, oh, Eve, you picked perfectly. You picked perfectly. You really did. You really did. These are so good. Ah, Evita, wasn't it good? I love going to Heart Eight. And walking through the smokers in the front, and sometimes you can't even breathe in there. But when you're picking out the meat and the size and the poundage of the meat that you want, and you sit down, and it's just mouth watering the entire time, and you can't wait to sit down and eat. I took Shannon and Rachel there one time too. They seemed to like it. When has ice cream ever done to you? Mister only mixes dry biscuits and meat sauce. I can't help if it loses in the translation, Shannon. I really can't. I really can't. You know, dessert. How can you go wrong with those two? Right? Dos leches with churros. Churros are. I'll tell you the best churros I ever had. Not that you care, but I'll share with it anyway. The best churros I ever had. I was with Rich, Lexi, Shayla, and we were leaving some event somewhere. I forget where we were at. And we went to, it was the last night, the event was over, and we went to an Argentinian steakhouse. I think it was kind of like Brazilian where they slice the food and stuff, but I don't remember. I do remember though at the end they had churros in a caramel sauce. I've had churros and caramel sauce. This was at another level. And Rich and I looked at each other like we could have sat there and had 6 orders of that crap each. It was so mouth-watering good. I don't think I've ever had one like it since then. Was your plan to torture me? Renee, I got to tell you, I think one of the plans is to take Shayla out to eat. She's not left the house. Guys, she's not left the house. And much less to eat, much less to do anything. So I am going to have to probably treat her to some barbecue or something Brazilian, some Brazilian steakhouse, because she deserves it. She's worked so hard. Good night, Tabitha. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. But anyway, Eve, thank you. You just means the world to us that you thought of us. So thank you. It means the world to all of you guys for joining us tonight too. But we're not done. We're not done. It is time for the dramatic reading of the commitment. Okay, so everybody just kind of top off your drinks, gather around the fireplace, around the radio, the big radio. Get ready for your show, Little Orphan Annie. No, not tonight. William Black is usurping the time, and we're going to talk about the commitment. So here we go. All right. I have no idea where this is in the book, but she says I can read it. It's 1,000 words, so you should get plenty of good stuff out of this. All right. At the bottom of the stairs, Heavenly and Seth stopped short at the sight of Beck leaning against the granite counter, talking to Pike, of all people. He looked thoroughly disreputable and out of place in their pristine kitchen, dressed in head-to-toe black. Cooper, Pike said stiffly as he turned toward them, maintaining a careful distance from Seth. Then he nodded her way. Heavenly? Pike, Seth returned with an equal coolness, squeezing her hand protectively. Morning, Cullen. She tried to lighten the mood. Coffee? He was just leaving. Beck clapped Pike on the shoulder and hustled him to the foyer. Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Then with a slam of the door, he was gone. What the hell was that all about? Seth demanded the moment Beck returned. Club business. Hammer left me in charge of shadows while he's gone. And if I wanted to touch base with Pike, since he's DMing. And I wanted to touch base with Pike, since he's DMing, which means, you know what I mean. She didn't understand. DMing? Beck pulled at the back of his neck. Yeah, he's been a dungeon monitor for years. Okay, that was not the DM I thought it was. I thought that was a direct message, but Shayla just corrected me here. It's a dungeon monitor. Okay, back to the story. He watches everyone at Shadows, making sure they're playing safely. And putting a lot of scenes in his spank bank, Seth quipped. Heavenly swatted his shoulder. Don't put that visual in my head, please. They all laughed before Beck went on. And since Pike was here, I picked his brain for something special. Seth raised a brow. Ideas from Pike? Since that man's ideas of special involves livestock and bodily fluids, no thanks. I used his extraordinarily bent fetishes for good this time, Beck assured, turning back to finish cooking breakfast. I think you'll like this. I'll explain while we eat. Come here. Excuse me. Cobbler's hitting the back of the throat. Let me start that paragraph again. God dang. Okay. I used his extraordinarily bent fetishes for good this time, Beck assured, turning his back to finish cooking breakfast. I think you'll like this. I'll explain while we eat. Come here, little girl. Heavenly smiled and crossed the floor to kiss Beck's cheek. He caught her around the waist, and the quick peck she intended became something raw and passionate that made her knees go weak. I need caffeine and food before any of that, mister. She wriggled free with a grin. They all laughed, but as they sat with their plates, Seth's nervousness ticked up. Beck's sharp gaze missed nothing. He slammed his coffee mug on the table with a clatter. Whatever's up with you, man, spit it out. Seth set down his fork and heaved a long sigh. I know this is the worst fucking timing ever, but he recounted the call he'd received from his mother and her horror at finding the twins sharing a woman. She wants me to fly back there and talk some sense into those deviants. Yes, the ridiculousness of her request isn't lost on me. It wasn't funny, but it kind of was. It was also deeply concerning. If Grace thought Jack and Connor were deviants for sharing the same girl, what would the woman think of her? Heavenly couldn't help but fear Grace Cooper would see her as the harlot who had corrupted her son. Would the woman ever accept Seth's relationship with her and Beck? So let me get this straight, Beck drawled with characteristic snark. Your saintly Catholic mother wants you, the poster boy for debauchery, to preach about one man, one woman wholesomeness? Should I start with the slow clap now or wait for the encore. Like I said, it's peak irony, and it's completely futile. Futile. Those leopards aren't changing their spots. I tried. Of course they're not. You gave them that speech when you caught them over the summer, and it failed spectacularly. Excuse me. Seth winced. She doesn't know that, and I can't tell her. She'd freak that I didn't come clean. Because if you had, the twins would rat you out about us, Beck winced. Gotta love it. So you're supposed to fly to New York to tell them, just say no. This isn't you running away again, is it? Heavenly had to ask. Seth's stare snapped to hers. Hurt flashed across his features before he shook his head. I'm not, Angel. Since my mom called, I've been wondering how I could turn this situation to our advantage. And I have an idea. Beck glanced her way, then raised a brow at Seth. We're listening. If I can get Mom to admit she'd never care about her sons any less for being with whoever they love, and that any grandchildren would be welcome no matter the circumstances, maybe I can lay the groundwork for her to accept us. Relief swirled with hope in Heavenly's chest. Not that she wanted Seth to leave or for the twins to be out of their mom's good graces, but he was onto something. That might actually work. Appeal to her heart. Seth's voice carried conviction now. Exactly. It won't be easy, and her attitude won't change overnight. But Mom asking me to come fix this situation could be a blessing in disguise. Beck pondered Seth for a protracted moment. All right, but you come home to us, no matter what happens back there. I will. I told her I'd fly out on Tuesday, but I have to be back by the weekend. Seth lifted her hand and pressed his lips to her palm. Heavenly felt a flutter of relief in her belly. His words melted away some of her lingering concerns. Good thinking, Beth said, pushing back from the table. My thoughts were on a similar path. That's another reason I called Pike this morning and asked him to stop by. I wanted to arrange something special for us tonight. A celebration. Well, a kinky one. Heavenly's pulse quickened. What are you up to? With a wicked grin, he reached under the table. All the inches I'm going to stuff you with later, but I digress. This is an adventure. Can you two get free this evening? We need to leave about an hour before dusk. Maybe Heavenly shouldn't be, but she was excited. I just have to study some and finish a paper, but it won't take all day. Seth shrugged. I'm going to do my laundry for the trip and touch base with River. Let him know I'm jetting out. Other than that, I'm good. So you going to tell us what you have in mind? Nah, but I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll really enjoy it. We all will. Beck's eyes glittered with mischief as he looked at Heavenly. And I suggest you rest up today. Oh, and I hope you can run. End scene. Okay. That did not go where I thought it was going to go. I have no idea what's in store for poor Heavenly at the hands of these two braggadocious rogues. But hello, Shayla Black. Shayla Black says hello. Shayla Black says hello. But that was actually, you did a good job in pulling that, by the way. You did a very good job.
It leads to something.
See, and I wish I'd had a chance to read it beforehand.
Yeah.
And then I could have read it a little more smoother, but then I got a little verklempt. I got a little verklempt. Ruth says hello. Shannon says hello to Shayla Fingers.
Bye, everybody. I miss you.
Eve says, I hope she's got some good running shoes. I would put her in high heels, but that's me. So she can't run so fast. That was so good. Thank you, Shayla, for a tease. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So that's it for me tonight, guys. I think that this book is going to be epic. You guys, I don't do it justice. And if I had time, I would have read it beforehand. I would have given you a better report, but hearing them going over and over, especially certain scenes, making sure they're getting them right, making sure they're getting the right was it intonation or the right emotional hit on each scene. She's a perfectionist, and like I said, they're an editorial right now, so there will be some changes, but at least you guys got an uncensored, unedited view of what's to come. And I can't believe the commitment will be here in less than 7 days. I've waited forever to be able to say that. Shannon has waited forever to be able to say that. Rachel has waited forever to say that. And thank God the stars have collided. So next week, Shayla and Jenna will be live on Wicked Wednesday. Shayla and Baby will be live on TikTok an hour before. And hopefully you'll see a little bit of relief on Shayla's face. And I know she's to actually get it done and get it out to in everybody's hands. So I'm looking forward to it. And yes, Shannon's reminding me I do need to rest up for ticket day. I mentioned to you guys last week, Rachel and Shannon are going to be we're going into battle tomorrow, and I'm helping them out trying to get BTS tickets. That's the boy band from Korea, BTS, and I'm going to help them out a little bit tomorrow. So hopefully we can get them some tickets, and hopefully we can get them in Arlington so they can come stay with us and hang out, and Shannon can have her favorite meal of all time, dry bread and meat gravy. So anyway, that's the Chinese language interpretation of biscuits and gravy, just so you guys know. And she does not like it. So anyway, hope you guys have a great week. Thank you guys so much again. Eve, thank you for the treats. And we'll see you next week. Love you guys. Bye.